This is the Voss Report, and I am Paul Voss. The focus of this report is the remarkable increase in U.S. oil production over the last 10 years. American ingenuity has propelled the country into the world's #1 energy producer. This report is presented in our visual format.
Over the weekend, a drone attack knocked out more than half of Saudi Arabia's oil production. Typically, an attack such as this would cause a huge spike in oil prices. Monday, the price of oil did jump nearly 15%, but fell back 5.5% Tuesday. A ho-hum response to the attack. Why? American ingenuity, innovation, and technology in the form of fracking has made the U.S. the #1 energy producer in the world. This development offers us greater energy security and reduces the effects of oil market price spikes. The U.S. has vaulted into a commanding lead in energy production over #2 Saudi Arabia and #3 Russia. Our position in energy production is also providing the country with a competitive advantage in the production of petrochemicals. Fracking was initially applied to the production of natural gas. The oil industry began using the technology for the production of oil in 2008. In just 10 years, U.S. oil production jumped 2.5 times. And over those 10 years, the oil and gas industry has been continuously improving the fracking process. Texas is the top producing oil state, with 3.5 times the production of #2 North Dakota. Texas oil production jumped 4.5 times in just 10 years. This increased production has created high-paying jobs in the oil fields, support jobs, and a sizable amount of revenue for the state of Texas. The star of the oil boom is North Dakota, which has increased production 8 times over the last 10 years. New Mexico, Colorado, and Wyoming are also showing impressive gains in oil production. Despite having the second largest oil reserves in the U.S., heavy regulation and high taxes are disincentives to drilling for oil in the state. Alaska is simply running out of oil, and that accounts for the drop in production. Worldwide, the oil depletion rate is about 5% each year. Alaska is a good example of depletion. The challenge for the oil industry is to find additional oil or improve production in existing fields and wells to meet growing demand. Next to Texas, California has the second highest oil reserves and is the second largest consumer of energy. California environmentalists have a tight grip on policy making and the legislature. Due to heavy regulation and high taxes, oil production in the state has been declining for nearly 20 years despite the state's huge oil reserves. The main supplier of oil for California's 17 oil refineries have been Alaska and California, but oil production in both states has been declining for several years. California oil refineries have been forced to import oil from Saudi Arabia, Ecuador, and Colombia. The ramifications: #1, environmental regulation in Saudi Arabia, Ecuador, and Colombia is much less than California. Money that could be circulating through the California economy is being exported to those 3 countries. Rather than create high-paying oil industry jobs in California, those jobs have been outsourced to 3 foreign countries. This is environmental wisdom on display. Nothing has more visibility than the price of gas, and it closely tracks the price of oil. Oil accounts for about 70% of the cost of gasoline. The price of gas has a direct impact on consumers' discretionary income.